Hey guys, how you doing? This is a message for Geminis, and it's a very important one. There are aspects to ourselves that we are not proud of. And a natural reaction to that is to discredit them or to try to deny them as if they don't exist, or pretend, or in a lot of ways we justify them. We try to stick up for them, defend them, sort of smooth over the bad by finding a way to say, oh, no. I was in the right. I was in the right. When ultimately we know that we're not, and we're actually very ashamed of ourselves. Now, Geminis have a great deal of conflict with those aspects of themselves because by nature, you guys are divided into two. So, people don't really understand how very challenging it is for a Gemini to accept all of themselves. They know all of themselves. They realize all of themselves. But there's always that part of them that they deny. They keep to themselves. There's always that second dialogue going on behind the script that they let you hear. And the reason is because ultimately, and you can joke, you can definitely joke around, be silly, and say it's because you don't really want to know what I want to hear, or because it would get me in trouble, or okay, and that's true. But I think more to the point, it's because there's something about it that you can't stand. And this energy right now is about connecting you with those aspects of you, to make you realize that all of you deserves to be loved. All of you. Even those parts that aren't so pretty. There is a moving on here. A decision to get back to a whole state of being. To sort of help yourself back to health by loving those parts of you that you may or may not be so fond of. Because ultimately, they're a part of you. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Just accept and love everything that you are. And know that people will love everything that you are. They will. I know on some level you're like, there's no way. Or I'm just gonna keep it to myself. I don't think that that's wrong. I mean, you choose. It's your choice, Gemini, to do what you want with aspects of yourself. This conversation is about you and you, not about anybody else knowing anything. It's about reaching out a hand to you and loving those aspects of yourself that you have deemed unlovable, or society has deemed unlovable. And there's nothing that you have to share that you don't want to share. But once you do that, you'll be sharing from a much more whole, solid place. And why is this coming up? Because there are conflicts. There's discrepancies in your life. There's a shift. There's a change, and you can feel it. And it's cracking down, and the world's cracking around you. And ultimately, there's a sense of being left out, being left behind, being discriminated against. There's that feeling coming, but really it's just that feeling coming of a fear, not being able to hide those parts of yourself that you want to hide. But those parts of yourself aren't ugly. They're not half as ugly as you think they are. They're not. They're not. Oh, I guarantee you, Gemini, they're not. This is about accepting the ugly, or what you deemed ugly, or why do you think it's ugly? You know, that sense of finding a way to incorporate those aspects of our society, of however you want to use this energy. Please use it to the way that it works with your life. But ultimately, there have been such struggles, especially socially, right now for you guys. And I know this because I'm looking at the cards. Just social obstructions. Or maybe limiting yourself socially because of decisions that you've made or things that you've decided, well, this is how much this is where I fit in. This is all that I can do. I don't think that that's true. Right? Not because of your status or the money you make or whatever, but if you're not happy, you definitely can do better. And you need to do better because you deserve better. You deserve to be happy, but there's so much stacked up against you in terms of a judgment or judgment calls that people on the outside are making against you, that all they're doing is reinforcing all those ways that you hate yourself. And so go to the one place where that kind of bullshit will not impact you. The one place that you can always return to and depend on not being judged and being accepted. Earth. Yes, cumulatively, I expect all the almost billion Geminis on this planet to go out to nature. No, I mean, but yeah, no, kind of, yeah. Because it's healing, because it's non-judgmental, because it calms you, because it soaks up and absorbs all those free radicals and it takes them away, and it helps to sort of de-stress you and like anti-inflammatory shit. It's like, it's what you need to get back to that non-judgmental place, to remind yourself to not judge yourself, so that when you step back into a very judgmental society, at least you have you on your own side. Because what I'm saying is these social pressures have gotten so bad, they've even started to make you break down and pick yourself apart. And so return to that place that, you know, speaks through vibration and demonstrates just through flow, nature, healing, finding yourself again, and transforming to a more whole version of who you are. I know that Geminis are divided. I know that you guys are. But the truth is, if you know the story of Jackson and Pollux, which are the name of the Gemini twins, they loved each other. And when one brother died, I forget which one it was, whatever their name was, whatever his name was, the other brother was gutted. Like, you need both sides of yourself. You need both dynamics of yourself. There is love there between the twins. And to remember that dynamic and feel that connection between the two is what you need now to be able to carry it out into society. Now, what can you do to help yourself? Education or study, research, whether you do it online or you do it through a university. Education is the key to your success. It's the key to opening up doors, opening up pathways, and giving you options that you really need right now. Because there's a feeling of being stuck. But ultimately, the stuck is actually coming from a mindset of you've already decided this is the only direction, right? It's a little bit of stubbornness. You've already decided that this is your only direction, but it's not, because look, there was something going on above you that you didn't see the whole time. Maybe it's, you know, not people that you like to hang with, not you know, people that you already like discarded as, oh, they're stupid, they don't know anything, maybe the forgotten ones. But there's a sense of seeing the beauty in what seemed nonsensical, realizing the wisdom that you have access to right at the tips of your fingers, maybe just in other groups of people, in other ways to belong, or other dynamics in other communities. See, this is leaving. This is walking away, deciding to just sort of pack it in and say goodbye. Leaving it behind because you're ready. You're ready to say, I'm done. all of this craziness and all of this crap and all of this confusion and drama. I'm done with the drama. That's what it is, Gemini. I'm so finished with the drama. To just be able to go and leave, to know that it's time. Inner conflict, this card comes out and it talks about dividing yourself, thinking, oh, there are ugly parts of me and there are pretty parts of me, and I get to show the pretty parts because they make other people's life happy, and when people are happy, I fit in better and life is better. But this is like those inner parts of you that somebody is discarding. It's like, this may not even be you. This may be somebody that you're dealing with, right? It's like somebody feels that they can piecemeal you and only take those parts that are convenient and easy to deal with. And those other dynamics are sort of casting away or ignoring. They're not even acknowledging that they're there, but it's like, I don't want the burden on me of having to be the perfect person for you all the time. I think I deserve better than that. I certainly deserve more peace. I deserve more wholeness. Consciously complete. Grounding. 2 cards come up that you guys really need to just get away from all the chaos, because so often, Geminis, you're so connected to other people that you can lose yourself in their conversations, in their scripts, in what's going on in their lives, and the chaos just kind of like glues onto you. There's something here in your social life that is really causing a great deal of conflict. It's just glomming onto you. It's too heavy. It's weighing you down. But in order you can solve this conflict by just doing some research, looking things up, getting knowledge. You know, if somebody's made you feel stupid recently, if somebody's made you feel degraded, you are an intellectual sign. You're ruled by Mercury. Like 100% of the time, if you can appeal to your intellect, if you can make yourself understand something intellectually, you can find peace. So in this research, looking up, maybe in things like impractical places or old archives that people forgot about or something like that, there's just this sense of really getting an enlightenment and being able to see, oh, guess what? This could even be social media. People could be bullying you and bullshitting you. And ultimately, all you have to do is do some research and realize, you're bullying me? You? Really? Because there are things that aren't being seen, you know? But this is more like pride. Somebody's very boastful. Somebody's very big on themselves. Somebody's very proud. Somebody doesn't want to look to advice or look to the assistance or the genius that is around them. You know, they don't want to hear about it. There's some sort of conflict here that you have to stand apart from right now. Just take yourself out of and look at it objectively. Because as soon as you're able to look at something objectively, you'll be able to understand it. Because objectivity breeds intellect, or it supports intellect. So just being able to calmly and rationally sift through things is exactly what you need right now. You need a little distance, is what I'm saying. You need distance from whatever social group is really fucking you up and messing you up right now. It's essential to your physical health, emotional health, and mental health to go take some time and separate yourself, or do whatever you need to do to separate yourself from all the conflict and confusion and drama that somehow you got caught up in. Because now it's like you need a way out of it, because it's about to engulf you and swallow you whole. And that's not what you want. You came here to have fun. You came here to have joy, and that's how it started, and that's definitely the way that you want it to be. If it's gotten to be too deep and it's gotten out of hand, leave. It's time. It's time to leave. Pronghorn, take action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Yeah, in your own defense. Act in your own defense. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. And that's true, because you guys can adjust yourself to every situation. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. They will. They will lead you to a certainty and security and sureness that those goats have when they're climbing those cliffs. Where other people couldn't see an opportunity, they do. And you will see an opportunity. You'll find your foothold anywhere. But ultimately, you've got to find the inspiration to leave. And I think that you have. You found the inspiration to just move on because you realize there's too much chaos. I can't handle it. I can't get myself out of it. So ultimately, all I can do is just walk away from it. That's the truth. Snow leopard, self-reliance. You are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. Man, people don't even have to know you're there. People don't even have to know that you're there. This is about observing, being observant right now. That's what it's about. Coyote, revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. So, what does that mean? First of all, that means don't be so hard on yourself, right? That sense of you will get honesty. You will figure out why all of this is happening because I think that that matters to you. I think that part of the reason why you're fighting so hard or defending so hard is that you need to understand why. What's the motivation? Why are people being like this? Like, what's the reasoning behind it? And you're going to get that. But first, you need to clarify yourself. And it's got nothing to do with pay the universe this, pay the... No, it's got everything to do with just right now, everything's very emotional. And the thing with air signs is when things get emotional, they get complex because it's very difficult to sort of put... It's not that you can't feel emotions. That's not at all. You can, and they're overwhelming, just like they are for everybody else. But you are inclined to intellectualize everything. And emotions can't be intellectualized. So that becomes a point of failure too. That becomes, why doesn't this make sense to me? Or is something wrong with me that I can't fix this? No, it's just that there is no possible way to intellectualize feelings. But there is something that you can do and that you're exceptional at. And that is writing, poetry, and music. This is the way that you can intellectualize feelings. This is that magical way that Virgos use too. And Gemini, I applaud you already because I know that you're going to compose something amazing. This is a sense of going to the music, putting things into perspective by using your words, using your writing, using poetry, because poetry is subjective intellect, right? It's implying something through rhythms as well as definitions of words to make people inspire feeling. It's being able to take feelings and put them into rhythms, rhymes, and processions that make sense and are measurable. And that's why it's such a keen expertise of yours, because it's that place where emotion and intellect can combine and to make sense to you. And so there's a clarifying and a spiritual healing that happens when you get into that writing, get into that expression, into that beautiful place that you just do so well. But you're going to need objectivity. You're going to need to distance yourself 100%. Gemini, take all the space and the time that you need, and don't ask for anybody else's permission, because this is really about you getting into the right mindset, because there's something very toxic about your environment. I'm just going to say that right now. Something extremely toxic about your environment, and it's blocking you from your best life. You see clearly now, this is Aquarius energy. This is the truth coming to you. This is also wisdom, something dawning on you, almost realizing, because maybe you didn't want to see it before. You didn't want to realize something before. You didn't want to hold somebody accountable before. But this is that energy of, nope, nope, I get it now. I see it. I see it. And that's empowering. And let that, or I should say, I beg you, let that be empowering. What you want to try to avoid is putting yourself, backing yourself against a wall, right? And saying, oh, yeah, I knew about that. Yeah. Like letting pride come first. Don't do that this week, especially because it will break you this week. Basically be like, yeah, okay, oh, wow, I get, yeah, no, yeah. Okay, I did that, or I, more pointedly, shit, I associated with that, yeah, holy crap, wow. And then exhale and breathe in a new breath of air. And if you have heartache over it, or suffering over it, or people are giving you shit over it, find that way to express it in a way that everybody will shut up and listen. There is always enough, lots of emotion. So this is overwhelming amounts of emotion. This is Piscean energy. Now, if you're dealing with a Piscean, there's a truth coming out about the Piscean. It's like finally something makes sense to you. Now, it doesn't mean that they were hiding something, but it means that you didn't understand a perspective or something that was coming from them. And ultimately now you're like, it's like all of a sudden understanding another language. That's kind of what it is. It's sort of like, bam, this is the week where the translation happens. Time to let go. So this is Scorpionic energy, a sense of releasing and saying goodbye to those things that hurt you. The things that have made you suffer, being able to forgive them and let them go by honoring them and saying, thank you for the lessons that you've taught me. Once you know, the surefire way to get rid of something so that it never comes back is to learn from it. Because then it's a lesson and not a mistake and not just a failure. It's something that made you stronger and you've incorporated it into your progress, right? So time to let go is really about letting the heartache go, letting the suffering go by honoring it and saying thank you for what it's taught me. And, you know, also letting things go that hurt you. What is hurting you? What is really getting to you? Getting it off your chest, talking about it, or writing about it, or just basically going to earth and meditating through it. There's so many different ways, but what I'm saying is it will clarify your emotions. Understanding what you're feeling right now is essential for you to be able to go through the process of forgiving somebody, letting it go, allowing it to just be over with. The abundant universe will provide. There's so much out there for you that's really asking. This is Taurus energy. So it could very well be, if you're dealing with a Taurus, they could be a part of making you feel all of these things, whether they're good or bad. But if you are not dealing with a Taurus, and this is just an energy, this is a sense that there's an abundance of it. There's an abundance, there's a lot. There's a lot of resources out there for you, but it's also like coming to conclusions about those resources, about what to do with all this information that you're now receiving. Jumping in the great mystery. This is being in deep and almost in some ways feeling like you're over your head. Not a great place to feel for you guys, but ultimately not a permanent position. And definitely, like, think of the splash not as in I'm drowning water, right? But as in enlightening, becoming enlightened, feeling and understanding a whole different environment because you've allowed yourself to be open to a different perspective. That's beautiful. And this is also a sense of diving in deep with somebody. Taking the plunge. Taking the plunge. Watch and wait. This is more Piscean energy. You got Pisces all over this. I don't know if you're dealing with a Pisces, but whoa. There's a watch and wait. They've been very patient. They've been very non-judgmental. They've been very caring. They've been very kind. This could also be father energy, a sort of protective but loving energy of just of patience and faith. Somebody has a lot of faith in you. This is a singular person, but it's important. Be at home. Ooh, so this is Cancerian energy. This is a sense of going home, going back to where you feel most comfortable. You know, or something that's impacting your family a great deal. Gemini, yeah, there's a sense of something that's impacting your family a great deal. Going to see maybe your parent again, especially a father, being able to talk to him, maybe say things that you weren't able to say before. Yeah. It's really part of the catharsis right now of being able to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody that you've looked forward to having this, that you've had to speak to for a while. But once again, that's very private. It's not being done on the internet or public. Spirit has your back. So this is the Great Spirit. The Great Spirit supporting your decisions and helping you along your way. And you will not be alone. And you will be receiving a lot of messages. Essentially, also, maybe you're communicating with people through more cryptic messages, or I just feel like you're convening with Spirit right now. That this is a very holy and precious time for you. Surrender now. Just moth to a flame. Dive right in. You are. Both of these are just dive right in and head right on in. Don't fear getting burnt and don't fear drowning. You're gonna go all in. You're gonna go all in. You've made the decision. Nothing is wasted. Understanding the beauty, or finding the treasure in the trash heap. Understanding the beauty of this moment is extremely important, but also, it's also awareness. It's like that Aquarian energy, becoming aware of something that is beautiful in something that was hurt or damaged or discarded. Finally, or people finally being able to see the beauty of you, right? Somebody finally being able to see the beauty of you. That's beautiful. It's like finally somebody sees your worth. They see your value. Finally, they are able to accept all of you, right? Even despite any kind of problems or hardships you guys may have had together. This is beautiful energy. And it's really, I understand how much courage it takes to get through it. There's always a tarot card reading. So I'm going to articulate, because this is still very general. So we're going to get into tarot. That link is below. Head on over to Vimeo now if you want to dive right into the specifics of tarot, and your romance reading is over there as well. Or just stick around for a little bit while longer, and I'll read you your angel messages, your messages that come directly from your angels. Also, Gemini, if you have not, please do subscribe to the channel. I upload a new Gemini-specific video every single Thursday between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m. Pacific time. So I invite you to join me, and if you click that link and you ring that bell, you'll know when I upload all of your favorite content. You can also subscribe directly to Vimeo, and you actually get access a day ahead of time, because the extended videos are live there a day before I put them onto YouTube, or put the link on YouTube, FYI. So you can subscribe over there too. And also join me. Monday through Friday, I do a live tarot card reading over on Instagram. Born_without_boundaries. And it's a general reading, but it's always really enlightening and beautiful. I'm not doing them this week because I've had a family tragedy, but I will be doing them. I will be doing them regularly. I really usually do them. So just an FYI, you're invited over there too. Gemini, let's get into the angel readings. Sacred knowledge. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Feel the peace within. Beyond your thoughts lies your eternal truth. The I am presence of eternal love. You're part of that love. You have to be present for love to be actually real. Peace. No matter where you are or what you're doing, inner peace is always possible. All it takes is a subtle shift in awareness. Think love and peace will follow. Think of how you're loved in a situation or just think of what about the situation makes you proud of yourself, and then you grow a deeper love and respect for yourself, and peace will start to come. Compassion. When you show greater compassion towards yourself, the universe automatically responds by showering you with greater blessings. Love yourself even when you're not perfect, because you're always perfect. Middle path. Embrace both sides. The middle path is a road to a balanced and more peaceful life. So moderation is suggested. All right, Gemini, we're going to go on to Full Force Tarot. I'm going to articulate all of these energies and your romance reading too. So follow me over to Vimeo, and I'll see you in the extended. Bye, guys.